The forest was tranquil, its silence broken only by the soft rustling of leaves swayed by the gentle breeze. Disciples gathered around the Buddha, seeking his wisdom to navigate life's uncertainties and burdens. Among them was Anand, his face clouded with unease. Betraying the turmoil within his heart, Anand hesitated, his footsteps faltering as he approached the Buddha seated beneath the Bodhi tree. His voice trembled, his words cautious as he began. Blessed One, fear grips me when I face tasks that demand perfection. Buddha listened intently, his expression serene and filled with boundless compassion. Anand, fear is like a shadow, growing darker the closer one draws to the light of truth, Buddha responded gently. Mistakes are but echoes of lessons waiting to be heard. Each misstep offers wisdom that deepens understanding. Blessed One, she began, her voice trembling, I have toiled tirelessly, yet my efforts seem invisible to the eyes of others. The Buddha gestured for her to sit more comfortably, his hand resting lightly on his knee. Consider the bird frightened to fly, lest it falls mid-flight. This fear denies its innate capability to soar. I have served the Sangha with all my heart, yet I feel unseen and unappreciated by those around me. The Buddha listened intently, his expression never wavering from one of deep understanding. Do you believe the artist refrains from painting for fear of an imperfect stroke? Anand shook his head, slowly beginning to understand the depth of the lesson. The Buddha spoke of a potter, weaving a vivid tale that captivated his listeners. The potter, crafting jars of beauty, falters one day as his jar collapses into clay. But he perseveres, reshaping the formless matter into a jar unmatched in its uniqueness. It hurts, she confessed, to give everything and feel as though I am nothing in the eyes of others. The Buddha nodded, his gaze steady and kind. Disciples exchanged glances, recognizing the profound analogy's application in their own lives. Anand nodded, his thoughts illuminated by the Buddha's words. Anand, do not fear error, for it is the gatekeeper of progress and the teacher of resilience, the Buddha advised. Mistakes are not failures. They are stepping stones that lead to pathways of deeper enlightenment. Anand absorbed these truths, his heart stirred by hope. The Buddha turned his gaze to the gathering, addressing all present in his gentle tone. Imagine the farmer sowing seeds in barren soil, uncertain if rain shall ever bless his labor. Does his doubt halt his work? Anand reflected, recalling his own moments of hesitation and lost faith. Faith and persistence nurture the potential dormant within every effort, turning barren grounds into fields of abundance, the Buddha proclaimed. Disciples nodded in unison, affirming their belief in the transformative power of perseverance. Anand felt his spirit lifted, ready to embrace challenges anew. Buddha's eyes met Anand's, instilling courage and purpose in the young disciple. Mistakes are not the culmination of failure but the fragments of wisdom that form the mosaic of a meaningful life. Anand bowed deeply, his gratitude evident in his reverent posture. She nodded hesitantly, unsure of the connection. The lamp illuminates the path for travelers, yet it does not demand gratitude or recognition for its light. Anupama felt her heart lighten slightly, though questions still lingered in her mind. But, Master, she said, how do I quell this longing within me? This need to feel valued by others? The Buddha gestured toward the horizon, where the first rays of sunlight painted the sky in hues of gold and pink. Let mistakes guide you, not define you. Fear not the unknown, for it holds the promise of discovery. Anand smiled, his heart ignited with hope. The forest whispered its eternal song as Buddha's words lingered in the minds of his disciples, shaping their understanding. You must learn to let go of the need for recognition, for it is a fleeting and shallow reward. He gestured to the roots of the mango tree beneath which they sat. The Buddha leaned forward, his posture embodying the openness he encouraged in his disciples. Anand. Perfection is an illusion. Growth flourishes in the garden cultivated by trial, error, and patient dedication. Anand absorbed these truths. Seeking their application in his life's forthcoming chapters, Buddha gestured toward the sky, his hand tracing the flight of a bird uninhibited by fear of the unknown. Master, she whispered, how can I begin to transform this pain into acceptance and peace? The Buddha reached out and touched her shoulder. His touch light yet filled with reassurance. Begin by recognizing the impermanence of all things, including the opinions of others and your own longing for them. His voice was steady, each word a soothing balm for her troubled spirit. Anchor yourself in the knowledge that your worth is not determined by external validation but by the purity of your soul. Disciples smiled at the visual representation of boundless potential, finding inspiration in its ascent. Anand resolved to become like the bird, daring to explore the vast skies of his existence. His gaze swept across the disciples, ensuring his message reached each heart present. When you release the chains of expectation, you free yourself to experience true joy and fulfillment. Anupama lowered her head, her hands pressed together in a gesture of gratitude. Thank you, Blessed One, she said, her voice steadier now. I will strive to walk this path with a pure heart. The Buddha smiled, his expression radiating warmth and encouragement. Remember, Anupama, the journey of the soul is not measured by the applause of others but by the peace within. The morning light continued to grow, enveloping the forest in its golden embrace. The Buddha's words lingered in the air, a melody of wisdom that resonated deeply within each listener. Anand stood proud, his spirit fortified by hope. The gathering dispersed, yet the disciples carried the Buddha's teachings with them like seeds destined for fertile soil. Anand felt his heart ignite, its flame illuminating paths previously shadowed by doubt. The Buddha's teachings inspired him to embrace life's imperfections. Anand walked the forest paths with newfound determination, his footsteps purposeful and steady. The trees bore witness to his transformation, their towering presence a reminder of growth born from nature's trials. Anand felt connected to the earth, its lessons resonating deeply within him. The Buddha remained under the Bodhi tree, his countenance peaceful and inspiring. Disciples continued their journeys, carrying fragments of his wisdom to enrich their lives. Anand reflected on his path, finding solace in the Buddha's teachings and his unwavering support. Blessed One, why do we work so hard in this fleeting world? The Buddha turned his gaze toward Jaya, his expression kind yet contemplative. Jaya, he began, his tone steady, let me share with you the essence of work and its deeper purpose. The Buddha's words echoed in his mind, anchoring him in hope. The forest, bathed in sunlight, seemed to celebrate the Buddha's teachings as the disciples ventured forward. Anand smiled, his heart freed from fear, his spirit soaring like the bird in the vast skies above. Mistakes became his teachers, guiding him to enlightenment. Another day, another trial arose as Anand grappled with feelings of inadequacy after his efforts fell short of expectations. He secluded himself, his shoulders heavy with the burden of perceived failure and the echoes of his own harsh self-criticism. The forest, serene yet vibrant, seemed to offer solace, its gentle whispers urging Anand to seek guidance. The Buddha approached Anand, his steps light and deliberate as the forest responded to his presence with tranquil harmony. Anand, the Buddha began, his tone carrying warmth. I sense your heart burdened by the shadows of failure. Speak to me. Anand hesitated before voicing his inner turmoil. Blessed One, each attempt I make feels weighed down by the fear of defeat. How do I overcome this despair? Buddha's gaze was steady, his eyes reflecting a deep understanding of the struggles his disciple faced. Anand, the mind often magnifies failure. Mistaking temporary setbacks for insurmountable obstacles, the Buddha said gently. Jaya's eyes followed the potter's movements, his heart beginning to grasp the depth of the Buddha's words. The Buddha continued, his voice like the gentle flow of a river, unwavering in its clarity. The Buddha recounted a story to illuminate his teachings further. Once, in a distant village, lived a weaver struggling to perfect her craft. Each time her tapestry unraveled, she felt defeated. Disciples gathered closer, intrigued by the unfolding narrative and eager to learn its lesson. Yet she persevered, finding strength in each thread she repaired, transforming imperfections into intricate patterns of unmatched beauty, the Buddha explained. Her persistence revealed the hidden artistry born from embracing imperfections without yielding to despair. Anand listened closely, the story sparking contemplation. Anand, Buddha continued, failure is not the end but the beginning of refinement. View it not as a hindrance but as a gift. Disciples exchanged understanding glances, recognizing the resonance of this teaching in their own lives and challenges. Jaya's gaze followed the bird, its diligence inspiring a sense of quiet admiration within him. The Buddha continued, his voice unwavering. Pain, Anand, though sharp and unwelcome, often signals the presence of fertile ground for wisdom to take root, Buddha replied. Resilience is born from the repeated embrace of trial and error, cultivating fortitude through each experience. Anand bowed his head, pondering the depths of the lesson. Consider the farmer, sowing seeds in barren soil under the relentless glare of a sun that shows no mercy, Buddha continued. His efforts seem futile, yet within his persistence lies the unseen promise of future growth when the rain arrives. Anand nodded, realizing the connection to his own struggles. Faith in unseen potential, Buddha stated, transforms even moments of despair into stepping stones toward enlightenment and purpose. The disciples nodded, echoing the sentiment with quiet murmurs of agreement and encouragement. Consider this path, the Buddha said. Each step upon it seems identical, yet each carries its own significance, its own intention. He looked into Jaya's eyes, his words a gentle encouragement. Anand, the Buddha began anew. Every failure carries the whisper of opportunity within its folds. Listen closely, and you will discover its secrets. The forest seemed to amplify the Buddha's words, its ancient trees standing tall as guardians of wisdom shared through generations. Anand closed his eyes briefly, absorbing the essence of the teachings like sunlight filtering through the canopy above. Blessed One, can one truly find peace amidst the chaos that failure brings to the spirit? Anand asked hesitantly. Buddha's response carried calm assurance, his tone unwavering yet kind. Peace, Anand, arises when we relinquish attachment to outcomes and embrace the process itself as the path to growth, Buddha said. Just as a river carves its course through the landscape, overcoming obstacles with patience and resolve. Anand felt his heart lighten, his spirit lifting gently. The Buddha's teachings began shaping Anand's understanding, allowing him to view his failures as milestones rather than finality. Mistakes and setbacks, Buddha explained, are akin to the flickers of light that guide wanderers through the darkest paths of uncertainty. Anand, do you see the value in resilience? The transformation it offers, the strength it imparts to those who persevere? Buddha asked. Anand nodded slowly, his confidence gaining momentum as wisdom illuminated his thoughts. The air seemed infused with clarity, as if the forest itself absorbed and reflected the Buddha's timeless words. Anand smiled slightly, his fears gradually dissolving into the fertile soil of newfound hope. Anand, each journey contains trials that test not only the will but the openness of heart to embrace imperfection, Buddha concluded. Let go of despair. Instead, seek joy in the effort itself. The path is never devoid of obstacles but always full of promise. Anand bowed deeply, his spirit aligned with the essence of the teachings shared. Buddha's presence seemed infinite, his wisdom imparting lasting impact as the disciples carried these truths with them. Failure transformed into a teacher, its lessons serving as cornerstones for the foundation of growth and enlightenment. Anand smiled, his heart awakening to the beauty hidden within life's imperfections and trials. The farmer works not just to sustain himself but to nourish others, to feed life beyond his immediate existence. He paused, letting the words settle like dew on the morning grass. The gathering dispersed, yet the wisdom remained alive in Anand's heart and those of the disciples. Failure lost its sting, replaced by hope and purpose shaping each new step forward. Anand walked the paths anew, finding beauty within every trial and strength within every step. The Buddha's words guided him, illuminating paths once shadowed by fear. The journey continued, enriched by the courage to embrace imperfections. Another day, another opportunity unfolded as Anand approached the Buddha, his heart seeking further guidance on transcending fear and failure. His footsteps were steady yet contemplative, the weight of his questions evident in his thoughtful expression and measured demeanor. The Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree, his presence radiating peace, as disciples gathered to hear his eternal wisdom. "Blessed One," Anand began, his voice calm but earnest. "How can one cultivate a mindset unfettered by the fear of failure?" Buddha listened intently, nodding as Anand articulated the yearning in his heart for liberation from fear's lingering shadow. "Anand," Buddha said gently, "the mind that clings to fear overlooks its potential to bloom, free from constraint or limitation. Failure is like a cloud passing through the sky, transient and unable to obscure the light of your essence." Buddha continued. "Recognize its impermanence and you will transcend its hold, finding clarity amidst moments of uncertainty." His words resonated deeply, the disciples nodding as they absorbed the wisdom offered by their teacher. "It is not the grandeur of the task that matters but the spirit in which we undertake it," the Buddha added. "Observe the river," Buddha said. "It does not resist obstacles but flows with grace, carving paths even through the unyielding stone." Anand watched the water, its movement serene yet purposeful, and felt the resonance of the analogy within his own heart. "The river's journey," Buddha explained, "mirrors the resilient soul, which adapts to challenges, finding harmony rather than resisting life's course." Anand nodded, his understanding deepening as he reflected on the lesson woven into the river's unyielding motion. "Anand," Buddha continued, "let each failure become an offering, contributing to your growth and understanding as rain nourishes the waiting earth." Disciples murmured in agreement, the profundity of the metaphor sparking their own reflections and insights. Anand's gaze held steady, as he posed another question. "Blessed One, how does one let go of attachments to perfection and embrace the imperfections that define the journey?" Buddha's expression softened, his eyes kind and unhurried. "Perfection," Buddha replied, "is an illusion born of the mind, which strives to control outcomes beyond its grasp." He paused briefly, allowing his words to settle like petals on still water. "Embrace imperfection, for it is through cracks that light enters and reveals the hidden beauty within," Buddha elaborated. "The sculptor shaping stone does not lament its flaws. He works with them to create lasting beauty." Your life, Anand, is like the sculpture's masterpiece, shaped by both triumph and imperfection, each contributing to its unique brilliance. Anand absorbed these truths, his heart stirred by the liberation offered through their wisdom and grace. Buddha offered a profound reminder: detach from the illusion of permanence. Change is the essence of existence, and within it lies endless opportunity. Disciples listened with quiet reverence, their spirits touched by the depth of the teachings shared. Blessed One, Anand asked, how does one remain steadfast when doubt arises, tempting the heart to retreat from life's uncertainties? Buddha smiled, his gaze steady and nurturing, as he offered a story to illustrate the path forward. Once, a traveler embarked on a long journey, uncertain of his destination but guided by the stars' subtle light. Buddha began. Though clouds often obscured the stars, the traveler trusted they remained above, illuminating his path. Faith in the unseen, Buddha concluded, sustains one's resolve through the darkest nights and most challenging trials, leading to clarity. Anand reflected on the tale, its imagery resonating deeply with his journey towards self-mastery and liberation. Buddha's presence seemed to amplify the stillness around him, the trees swaying lightly as if moved by his words. Anand felt his spirit ignite with the courage to trust life's unfolding, allowing faith to anchor his every step. Anand, Buddha said, when you accept each moment as it arises, fear ceases to bind you, and freedom becomes your nature. Anand's posture straightened, his heart expanding with the clarity and courage instilled by the Buddha's teachings. The disciples found themselves inspired, their collective energy reinforcing their commitment to embody the wisdom shared that day. Buddha's timeless truths echoed in their hearts, lighting their paths as they ventured forward into the unknown. Anand walked the forest paths, his steps purposeful, his spirit imbued with the courage to face imperfection without hesitation or retreat. The river's gentle current whispered its song, a reminder of life's perpetual flow and enduring promise of renewal. Buddha's teachings remained etched in Anand's consciousness, guiding his thoughts and actions toward harmony and resilience. Disciples dispersed, carrying the essence of the lesson like seeds to sow in their own lives and the lives of others. Fear no longer dictated Anand's course. Instead, it became a passing shadow that neither obscured his vision nor defined his journey. Anand smiled, his heart lightened by the realization that life's imperfections are its greatest teachers. The forest stood as a silent witness, its tranquility harmonizing with the wisdom imparted under the Bodhi tree. Anand's transformation was evident, his spirit soaring like the bird that embraced flight despite the uncertain skies. Buddha's gaze lingered on Anand, a silent affirmation of the disciple's growth and his potential to inspire others. Anand bowed deeply, his gratitude immeasurable, as he vowed to live by the teachings that had freed his heart. The gathering dissolved, but the wisdom shared reverberated through the forest, its essence timeless and boundless. Anand's journey continued, each step illuminated by the courage to embrace life's unfolding beauty and boundless potential. Buddha turned to address them, his words flowing with the rhythm of nature's wisdom. Tell me, what happens when a farmer plants a seed? One disciple answered, the farmer nurtures the soil, waters the seed, and waits patiently for the plant to grow. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.